What is good with y'all boys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss a little strategy of mine that I came across that's going to help a lot of dudes that struggle with this issue that are on BodyGame. Or even if they've already achieved BodyGame, this is going to help you figure out or help you navigate the issue that you're having. So what I see occurring in a lot of comment sections is dudes saying that they're on BodyGame, but they still feel nervous talking to women, or they still have anxiety or some shit like that, right? That can really be summarized into one problem, blanket problem: you care too goddamn much, right? Something that I discovered when I went celibate for 2 years is that the majority of dudes literally engage every interaction that they have with a chick, and they're consciously or subconsciously outcome independent, right? They're literally going into every interaction with a chick trying to crack. They'll talk to a chick at the job. They'll talk to a chick in public. They'll talk to a chick on a dating app. And in every single interaction, the dudes are nervous or they have anxiety because their mentality is, oh my God, I don't want to fuck this up. Then, because they go in with that mentality, sometimes they just turn out to fuck it up. And now they're feeling down on themselves because that's one less pair of cheeks that is off the table. What I learned from going celibate for 2 years, when I said, all right, you know what? I'm about to lock in on myself. I'm not dealing with no hus. My mentality shifted, and it went to a mentality of, I do not want shit from these bitches. I want absolutely nothing at all. From that mindset shift, every interaction that I had with a chick from that point on out, I was not outcome dependent. I became outcome independent. I had zero intentions of any conversations ever leading to the bedroom. I had zero intentions of the end result of the conversation being the chick liked me. I did not give a shit about how the chick felt after we had every interaction. From me going with that mindset, or me having that mindset shift, literally talking to chicks was like the same as talking to the bros. Because when you talk to your homie, you're not trying to clap cheeks. Pause. When you talk to the homie, it's literally talking to him about what you're talking about. There's no underlying themes. There's no suggestive conversation. There's no hidden coded messages. When you say to your bro, yo, you trying to slide to McDonald's and go get this, or you trying to slide to GameStop and go get that, there's not a hidden, oh, are you trying to slide to McDonald's and maybe hit the spot after? Are you trying to go to GameStop and then we can play this game under the covers together? Pause. No, it's none of that. You're literally saying what you mean, how you mean it, directly. No ifs, ands, or buts. No hidden meanings, no hidden messages, right? And a lot of dudes, when they go into interactions with chicks, the scarcity kicks in, subconsciously or not, and they're trying to walk on eggshells around the conversation so that at the end of the conversation, the female feels good about the interaction. I be telling females about themselves. I give not a shit. I be talking to females however the fuck I want. What the fuck they gonna do? Beat me up? Exactly. Ain't gonna do shit. I be talking to females like I talk to the bros. And what I have noticed, females are a lot more attracted to that, right? When y'all go into conversations trying to talk to chicks with this scarcity in the back of your head, pulling the controls on the conversation, trying to navigate and dictate, chicks can feel that, right? They can feel the hesitation in the conversation. They can tell when you're trying to walk on eggshells. They can tell that you're trying to not upset them. And by default, that energy is putting her on a pedestal. If you weren't putting her on a pedestal, you wouldn't give a shit about how you talk to her. When I be talking to chicks, I just be giving it to them clean, cold cut. I tell them exactly what is on my mind. I don't be holding back. The only time I had to hold back was in corporate, and that's why I hated that shit, because you got chicks in there who think they shit don't stink, and you can't even tell them about themselves because then your ass gonna take a trip straight to HR, which is also ran by women, right? Bitch-made society. The shit is just set up how it is. It is what it is. But outside of that, yeah, you need to be outcome independent when you're talking to chicks. Some of y'all probably will not be able to achieve this until working on this mentality and trying to have this mindset shift for a while, or you could just go celibate, which a lot of dudes are celibate involuntarily. So if you're already involuntary celibate, you might as well just start doing this shit while you get on BodyGame. Or if you don't want to go celibate, just know that you're going to have to potentially leave some ass on the table, because there are some chicks that I had no intentions of doing shit with, but because I spoke to them and told them about themselves and kept the shit straight, they got upset. And some of them tried to spin the block. The other ones blocked me on Instagram, shit like that. I didn't give a shit, because at the end of the day, I had no intentions of going anywhere with you. But from those experiences, I said, yo, there will be chicks who you'll have to leave on the table because you're not talking to them with a scarcity mindset. And by default, that's going to be one of the best ways for you to weed out chicks that aren't going to be with your program anyway. Because if you just going to talk to her any type of way and she going to have a problem with how you're leading with masculine energy, she was never going to get on your program to begin with, right? Now, I'm not talking about just walking up to a chick and just straight cussing her out and calling her out of her name and stuff like that. Nah, I'm talking about just being real, right? You got dudes out here that'll try to walk up on a chick and try to spit game. Spitting game is really just having a flowful conversation that isn't awkward, right? But you got dudes that'll try to spit game and try to compensate for being nervous and try to sell a chick on what they got going on and all types of shit like this. Females can pick up on that energy. They can pick up on that energy. If you're on BodyGame and you're talking to chicks and you're being outcome independent, what that signals to a chick is, wait, this dude's talking to me like he got options. He's talking to me like he got 2 sets of cheeks waiting for him back at the crib. Shit, I'm trying to be the third. That's how females be thinking, right? When you talk to them, when you walking on eggshells and you trying to beat around the bush and not really say what you trying to say what it is, they're like, here's a dude that he looks the part, but he might not really have it because he's trying to play it safe, or maybe he's not being his authentic self, or whatever the sorts. I eliminated all those issues by being straightforward when talking to chicks. Being outcome independent. That's the biggest thing that being celibate for 2 years had taught me, right? After I came off that celibacy, I was like, yo, I'm still talking to chicks like I'm outcome independent, because like this time that I was not dealing with them, I was treating them like the bros. And at the end of the day, they're just really childish versions of dudes, right? Really childish and emotional. That's literally the summary of it. And it does not get any simpler than that. So dudes that be in the comment sections talking about something, I have anxiety talking to chicks, or I don't want to get rejected. You need to not give a fuck about being rejected. You need to stop entering conversations with the subconscious or conscious intention of trying to lead it to the bedroom. You just need to not give a fuck. Not giving a shit is literally going to be the starting point, the best point for you to get rid of all that anxiety and awkwardness. Because you're not awkward and you're not having anxiety when you're talking to your homie. Because if you is, then I think you just got some deeper problems than just being socially awkward or having anxiety or any of that shit on the surface. It's only when you're talking to chicks. It's because you care too goddamn much. You care too much about the outcome. You care too much about the interaction. You care too much in general. Stop giving a shit. That's literally advice. Stop giving a shit about the outcome. Treat every interaction as if you got another million interactions lined up. Because realistically, if you get out enough, you do. And being in Atlanta, you probably never gonna run into the same chick twice. So you got millions of options and millions of chances to strike out if you want, right? They say the dudes that do the most cold approaching, over time, they get used to rejection. But at the same time, you can skirt all of that bullshit by just being outcome independent. Not trying to have a conversation, get physical, not trying to court, smooth, or spit game your way into some panties. Just literally not give a shit about where the conversation goes, how it ends, or what the future holds. And you're going to be straight. That anxiety and all that nervousness shit going to go straight out the window. And that's it for the video, gang. Y'all stay in the gym. Stay locked in. Tomorrow's big back day. We all know how that's finna go. And I'm out of here. Peace.